going on, guys? It is your boy Seso here, bringing you guys a Photoshop tutorial, bringing you guys a cool little text effect tutorial here today, calling it the ScrapBook text effect. So you can see it for the example I got right here going on, right? So right away, this is not like a banner design, but right now you can kind of see it. I kind of like made it like simple lighting effects, right? Just to like kind of give it like a really cool presentation look, which can honestly look like a like a nice, simple, clean banner if you guys think about it. But really, the whole entire like thing is just like a focus on like this really cool like scrapbook kind of like theme that I had going on in my head for like a cool little text effect. So it's really easy to do. But like I think I would say like, you know, going for it and like giving it like, I don't know, how would you say, like if you guys try to like do this and it probably won't come out as cool as this looks. I'm not trying to like, you know, whatever, but it really is a little bit awkward in the middle. I'll show you guys what I mean a little bit, but you can see the example is pretty cool. Right, so each, of course, basically I got the scrapbook idea from like each letter, basically the C, the R, and the E, the A, the T, the I, the V, the E for the word creative is all like different boxes. All the boxes are different lengths, and like with that, there's also like a really cool little thing I did is I just basically took like, how would you call it? I pen tooled out like squares or rectangles basically going in the same exact direction of the little boxes, and then with that I put through different color schemes in the background. Actually pulled other you know, basically other squares in front of other squares to get like, you know, this one looks like it's floating, this like it's free floating, this right here looks like it's almost like it looks really cool. Just basically with a little what you call it, stroke inside of it. So it looks pretty dope. There's also like little patterns within these little boxes. And like I said, I think if I didn't say it, but I think like patterns, or excuse me, text effects is one of my worst things ever for me for like designing. It's like trying to make a really nice text effect through my I'm like really content, right, with like the background or the like the presentation of the banner or whatever. But then when I go to the text, I'm just like, yo, I don't really want just a cool font, main text, sub font, you know, whatever. You know, I don't know. I think like having like a cool text effect to go through with a banner design, best thing possible. So I'm gonna do that for you guys right here, right now. Only thing you have to know how to do is basically we're gonna be using we're gonna be using though is rectangle marquee tool, the pen tool, and basically some really cool fonts that I actually gonna put them in the description down below. If you didn't really get them last video last week, right? I put like 3 different fonts in the description down below. I'm gonna go ahead and put those same exact fonts because I think those are the only ones I'm really gonna be using, and those fonts as well can probably look really well because like with this little thing, I think having a really good font is definitely like the best, you know, thing, right? Because you don't want to have like a really boring font within this. This is really cool. The one I'm using for this video and this right here is called High Jinx. So yeah, I think that's good and we're good to start. So to start this off, we're gonna have to need a new layer here. And for this, we're gonna use the rectangle marquee tool. So either press the new layer thing down here or Control-Shift-N, and there you go, right? All right, so I'm gonna hold Alt and Shift. We're gonna click, and we're gonna make a pretty good sized box here. And now, to be honest, I want to make it too big, or I don't want to make it too small either. So I'm gonna keep with this. I think it's gonna be a little bit too big, but it depends, right? We're gonna go ahead and just make this box. We'll make the box black. All right, sweet. So I just pressed Control. By the way, you can do the right click. By the way, you can do the right click fill path. What the heck? Right click fill path on the rectangle marquee tool, right? Fill the path. You can use just like black or something like that. But what I did is I just basically press Control Backspace to get the same color from the back right here, the background color. That's what I did. Just a quick fill it, right? So this box is gonna actually hold the word creative again. Basically, I'm gonna use like the word creative to use like the cool little scrapbook thing. I'm gonna hold this box with a C. So I'm gonna type in C really quick. And then for this right here, I would say the biggest thing, if you're gonna do this kind of like style or whatever, you're gonna do this little text effect on your own, please like try your best to keep your layers like really easy to follow. So I'm gonna call this C box, and I'm actually gonna duplicate of this one with Control J, and we're gonna repeat this process for each exact letter actually. So we're gonna just do it. I'm pressing Control T to bring up this little thing right here, right? I'm just gonna bring it down. I'll bring it like over here, bring it down a little bit, and this is what's gonna hold the R, the E. Okay, and we're gonna change the name of the layer in a second. But like when you're doing this as well, try your hardest to like be like it's like really hard for your brain to work randomly like when you want it to, right? So right now I'm trying to like not make it random and like ugly, but like I'm making sure that each of my boxes, at least they start for like right now, my R didn't start like behind the E, or behind my R and E did not start behind the C, of course, because you still want to be able to read the word creative or whatever you're working with, whatever word you're working with, like simply. You don't want to make it like really difficult for people to read. We're actually gonna make this A box a little longer. Why not? And call this A box. And we'll move this and this somewhere like right here, right? And then for the T box here, Control J to duplicate, Control T to bring up the free transform box. And we're going to make this a nice skinny box, pretty long box actually. And this is where the T is going to be. And make that pretty big, just like this. And then actually, we're going to actually take this. It's called the T box, right? We're going to take these two, the font or the text and the box. So basically, I'm going to duplicate both of those with Control J. And it's going to be the I box now. And basically, this is going to be the I. I move this over. Just like so. And then I'm going to do this for this one, this box right here. I'm just going to shrink this down with Control Shift. Or Control T. And I'm holding Alt and Shift and click on the corner and making it smaller. And then for the last one, I'm going to use the V and the E, of course. So creative will be spelled out. Boom. That'll work. And then VE. So basically, we're all done with that, right? So next comes like a pretty tedious part. If this wasn't tedious enough, make sure we change the name of this. VE box. Sweet. Alright, so next comes, like I said, the tedious part of this entire thing, I believe, is the pen tool portion of this. Right now, we're pretty much done with this, right? You can read the word creative pretty well. I can actually move some of these things like in a different kind of like, maybe I can have this like up. I have the VE a little bit closer, farther down, maybe like that. Looks pretty good, right? So I'm going to actually shift click on all this. So I'm going to click on the first one and click on the last box right here that we did. So I'm going to click on my last, whatever I wrote down, and my first thing I wrote down, and I'm going to Control G, which is going to group everything together for me, and we're going to call this text. So basically, it's going to leave us with a whole entire thing, having everything in one group. And what this is going to allow us to do is to get this little slant little thing, right? We have everything on a slant right now. We didn't actually start that with like using a pen tool. What I did is I basically just pressed Control T on this group, Control T, right-clicked, and I use skew. What skew is going to allow me to do is take a corner. We're going to take the top right corner, click on it, I move my mouse upward, and I think we're going to go at like a 13-degree angle. So you can see like 13.5 right there, on the like right to the right up of my mouse here. Click on there. There we go. About 13.5 is a pretty good angle, and this is how I'm going to do it, just like so. My eye is very odd, but I kind of like it a little bit. But I wish it was just a little bit farther down. I could bring it farther down, like really right now, actually. I can just bring this like here. That's where I kind of want it. That's kind of where I had it before. Maybe I kind of want it over here. Yeah, why not? I don't know. I want to get that scrapbook look to it. And if I really, really, really wanted to, like right here, you can't really say scrapbooky because like I think scrapbooks like really like switched in like orientation, right? Like rotate a little bit. But if you want everything to be like really nice and like, how would you say, like, I don't know, it's like really satisfying. Like this negative space here, all the way through this entire thing is matched up with this right here. It's all matched up perfectly because it's all used with pen tools, all perfect angles, all that crazy stuff, right? So if taking your time on this is basically like really, really good. But if you want to change it up for yourself right now, I'm gonna also do, I'm still gonna keep on doing it this example way, like everything straight. But if you wanted to do something different, you can probably change like the orientation of these boxes here, having it, you know, more scrapbooky look. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. Or if you want to, the text itself, like I said in the beginning, right? The text is like what should like make your background or make like, you know, formulate your background with the text. Maybe that what can be like, you know, the text is all straight and stuff, so it's not hard to look at if everything else is probably like orientated in a different way, right? You know what I mean? So hopefully that will like help you guys out with like using this effect actually. So anyway, everything's grouped up, right? All that cool stuff. So I'm gonna do is make a new layer, and I'm gonna now go ahead and start doing the little boxes behind everything. So basically, I'm using the pen tool. And I'm going to go ahead and click always on the top right is where I'm going to start every single time. So I'm going to start here, I'm going to start here for that box, here for this box, for this box, etc. Right? So I'm always going to start on the top right. This way it's going to allow me to actually follow the angle. So with the pen tool, I click on the top right, click somewhere outside the canvas, and I got lucky. It's actually pretty straight right here. I just know things, right? I'm just so smart. Anyway, I click over here, but this is not straight, right? So I'm going to hold Control, and it's going to actually change my pen tool to like basically a selective mouse. I can click on this this little point right here, and I can just move this down and try to follow this angle that I just did, and now I can combine it. And on this new layer, right click, fill it in with any color. Really doesn't matter right now. I'm gonna actually start changing the colors soon, but not just yet. I'm just gonna change it to gray just for now, right? Just to get all this stuff done out of the way. We're gonna call this layer C. And for this layer right here, the R and the E, you're going to do the same thing, right? Make a new layer, start the point, fix it, just like so. Boom, like that. And then basically, I'm gonna follow this exact way. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing for all these boxes. I'm not gonna waste too much of your guys' time. Probably gonna just speed this up a little bit. Why not, right? Just like, don't want to waste too much of your guys' time. This is like really tedious stuff here. But the better you do it, I think the better it comes out, of course. Like, or the slower you do it, the better it comes out. Because you don't want to make it look ugly or whatever, right? You want to make sure everything follows. Because if you don't, and you end up actually, when you put color on it, you probably find me doing it. Like, I probably accidentally have that, what I'm talking about in a second. But like, when you color everything in, you probably have like a little bit of like color on the top of it, top of the boxes. I don't know if I have it on my example. No, I did pretty good on my example. But like, you never know. You might have a little bit too much color exposing because you didn't follow the angle right. But that's just something you got to keep ahead of. Make sure though, you always name your boxes and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up right here. Alright, sweet. So pretty much I'm done, right? All I did was, like I said, I just took every single box. I just made sure I started off the top right. And I tried to follow it as perfectly as I could, you know. But like I said, that's the most tedious part, I think, of this entire thing. It's probably the only thing that's going to take you the really long time. So right now, let's get into color. And for this right now, actually, I'm gonna have a little color scheme thing, right? So if you want to use the same colors as I have, and then probably change your colors, I think that's the best bet. So the colors that I'm using right now, I'm not using this color. This is probably going to be replaced with black because I had black in my example. But this yellow that I'm using is D7B813. And then for the blue that I'm using is 10787C. Those are the hex codes for the blue and the yellow that I'm using right now. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to change my box colors first, actually. So I'm going to my C. I'm going to change my box colors as the following. Like, you don't have to actually change them the exact same. Right now, I'm just changing the colors right now just so I can actually see what I'm looking for when I actually do the back colors, right? These are colors right here, right? So for the R, I'm going to change this one to like, I'm going to actually keep that black. For the A, not the A font, the actual A box, we'll change this one to yellow. And we'll change the T box, which is right here, to blue. Why not, right? The I box, we'll just change this one to yellow as well. And then for the last box, we'll keep it black, right? Sweet. So that'll work for now. Now this is the part where I'm actually going to do the back boxes. So I checked all the, I'm going to basically check all the other ones. I'm going to keep only the ones I want to see right now. So the C box, the first I'm going to do, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to change this one to black. Right now I'm not doing anything like really specific. Right now I'm just like trying to make sure I can get the color behind the box, behind like, or the color behind, yeah, the color, the boxes behind like the text boxes. I want to be able to pull them out. So for the R and the E, this box right here, I'm going to change it to yellow. You'll see right now, it kind of looks like it's basically blending into the background right now. This is also because I have my background being yellow, but I wanted to do that for like presentation purposes because it looks good. It almost looks like a banner design, right? But for now, if it wasn't, like, you'll be able to see the yellow, but since you don't right now, you just don't, right? So this is what I was talking about before. I actually see a little bit too much of the A. I can fix that, but not just yet. The A can be blue, no, black. We'll see right now. We'll just check. The T right now can be blue, actually. And right now everything's kind of working the way I want it to, although I do kind of wish that the R and the E maybe, where's that? The R and the E is like behind something, right? Yeah, it is. So maybe I should put the T, or I should put the R and the E above the T. Yeah, that'll work. So I can still pull out the color, right? That looks good. So the I, we'll make the I a color of yellow. Why not? And then for the V and the E, we'll make this color black, maybe. We'll see. Let's see what that looks like. That does not look bad. I kind of like how this looks. So basically what I try to do right now, I'm looking for anything like I see that's not like I can't see another color below it, right? So I have blue here, yellow's below it. I have black here. There's only black. I think that's fine though. It's kind of like only one strip is black, which is fine. I have blue here. I have black and yellow behind it. That's pretty good. Yellow, I have black behind it. So basically that's what I kind of want. I don't want any colors like this right here is fine. I kind of like want this. So when I delete something, it looks pretty cool. I'll show you guys in a second now. So basically, if you have something that looks remotely like this, right now I'm just trying to like space out the colors. Really, I'm just going to put colors that are not on the actual color behind the actual text color. I'm really hard. It's not like it's like hard to explain this, but I think it's like self-explanatory if you like look at it, right? So basically, I have these colors here. We're all good to go now. I'm actually going to group this together, and we're going to call this is the back squares, rectangles, whatever. They're rectangles, but whatever. Control J, Control E to merge everything together, and this will be basically this right here will be the backup. We'll just call that whatever, or just make it red. This is the backup, just in case you have to change colors, whatever. But we can't delete anything in a group, so I'm going to use this right here to delete stuff. So rectangle marquee tool. I'm going to go ahead now and just use the delete. I'm just going to like make a pretty good rectangle box. We'll delete that right there. Where else can we delete? I feel like we can delete like right here. That's fine. Maybe like even more in here actually. Maybe like right there we can delete. Maybe we can delete right in between this. Maybe like no, not too much there. Maybe a little bit there. All right. So I actually don't want that to be like perfect. I'm gonna actually use a pen tool really quick to delete. So using shift to make a straight line right there so I can cut it straight. So right click, make selection, and I can press delete in the keyboard just like that. I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty okay with that. Sweet. So that works for me. So basically now it comes the part to actually make things look really good, right? So let's say if you're using this as a banner design. Right now I'm kind of like, this is more like a banner design kind of thing. Right now you're pretty much done with like the basic stuff. But for this to like make it look really cool, right? So right now we're going to go ahead and actually group all this stuff together. We're going to group all the boxes together really quick. So control click on all these boxes in this group, control G, and then bring it down here so it's the same thing as before. These are the text boxes. And we're going to double click on this. We're going to go ahead and put this on a gradient overlay. We're going to overlay right here. Change the opacity about like 45%. That looks pretty good. We can go ahead and put a drop shadow on. I think the angle I had was 13, right? So I'm going to change this to 13. I think that's the angle I had when I actually made the skew. Remember that? So I remembered the angle, so I'm gonna use the 13 angle as well again. And then I'm actually gonna keep this. It looks pretty good like this. I'm not gonna change too much of this. I'm gonna lower the opacity just a little bit. We can put a pattern overlay in, right? We will put. That looks pretty cool in all honesty. Just lower that down. That looks really dope. I'm down. These are all the patterns from actually the the 50K bundle pack, right? It looks pretty good, just like that. What else can we put? Inner glow, maybe, right? We can put this on white or grayish, kind of like an offset white. Put the size up from like 5 to maybe 10-ish. Put the blend mode to overlay. And then we'll just drop the overlay opacity down to maybe like 35%. That looks good. I like how this is going. We can put a stroke in. That's what I had before in the inner. So inner stroke, I believe it was on blend mode opacity. And that's where I got these like really cool little things. Like you can see a little bit. I'm going to actually lower this down like maybe even 2. That looks pretty good. Lower the opacity down, I think I need to do is 45. There we go. I like how this is looking. It's looking really good. I can press OK. I think we're good for the layer styles in like this stuff right here. So basically to like finish this off, if you're like using this for like a really clean banner design, right? That's what I'm kind of like using this for right now. So I'm making a new layer above everything. We're going to use a white brush, a white soft brush right here, right? 0 hardness. And click one nice time on the top. Lower the opacity down a little bit. I also want to move this more in the center. Creative, right? Wouldn't that be awkward if I spelled that wrong? I didn't, right? No, I'm good. Make a new layer. And then like just put like white on the background here. And make this on overlay or soft light overlay though. And I like how that looks. Maybe I'll make another thing on the top, but I'm just gonna use like a color, like a blue here. I'm gonna click right up here, here, and there, and put this on linear dodge add. It doesn't do too much justice. Nah, I don't want that. Basically, that's pretty much what I'm gonna do, and I think I'm pretty content with that. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm not gonna do too much to it, But what I can also do right now, I kind of feel like I want to erase something right here. So I'm going to do that really quick. Let's see what it looks like. Although it's not going to follow the perfect angle thing, but I do want to see what it looks like if I erase this. Make selection, erase that. Okay. I mean, whatever. We'll do something like right here as well. There we go. Alright, I'm liking this. Sweet. So basically, it all comes down to you guys. Basically, like, it's more like a collage kind of thing, right? So you can add as much as you guys want. And I also said before, if you guys are using this as a background kind of thing, you want to make a background out of this, maybe you want to actually take it and put them in a different orientation. So rotate a little bit, like other squares, put like other things in them. You know, whatever. It's all like imaginary stuff. Like I'm just like trying to give you guys some more ideas. But I'm very happy how the way it's come out. We're gonna actually like I want to do more, but I'm not gonna do more, right? So that's just a little thing. So of course, don't forget, guys, 200 likes on the video equals a sticker down below where you get the PSD of this file. You can learn it yourself. Check out some like layers, how I did them, etc., etc. All that cool stuff, right? Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at SesoHQ. Don't forget to check out my Sellfy, sellfy.com/SesoHQ for any premiums and packs as low as $5. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really trying, guys. I really, really am, and I can see it's obviously doing something well if I'm like continuously getting support. So thank you guys so much for that. And most likely, all you guys now are on spring break. I'm actually ending my spring break, which sucks. Whatever, right? It's okay. It's okay. All right. So I'll tell you guys later. SesoHQ out. Peace. Have a great freaking Friday. Later.